Welcome to this Bun crash course. Bun is a cutting-edge toolkit designed to supercharge your JavaScript and TypeScript applications. With its lightning-fast startup times, built-in support for TypeScript and JSX, and a range of powerful features designed to seamlessly replace Node.js, Bun promises to revolutionize your development experience. Whether you're looking to optimize serverless functions or enhance your workflow, this course will empower you to leverage Bun's full potential and seamlessly integrate it into your projects. Haider Malik developed this course. He is a full-stack developer and entrepreneur.
Bun is a JavaScript runtime. It's a similar or alternative of Node.js, but it is faster than Node.js. You can execute JavaScript and TypeScript with Bun. You can also install the packages with the help of Bun. It will also provide functionality to run test cases. You will have all-in-one toolkit. You can develop, test, run, and bundle JavaScript and TypeScript projects. That is the definition of Bun. It can execute JavaScript and TypeScript on the server. It will also compatible with Node.js package manager. Under the hood, it's a JavaScript runtime. It helps to run JavaScript. Similarly, in the Chrome, you can run JavaScript. Let's do that. Here I'm going to run the JavaScript. I can say var a z is equals to 10. Let me print z. I got the value, so I can run JavaScript on the Chrome browser. Bun can run JavaScript on the server side. Bun is a new JavaScript runtime built from scratch to serve the modern JavaScript ecosystem. The reasons to use Bun: it's faster. Bun starts fast and runs fast. It extends JavaScript core, the performance-minded JS engine built for Safari. It also provides the APIs for like starting an HTTP server and writing files. Bun is designed as a drop-in replacement for Node.js. It natively implements hundreds of Node.js and web APIs, including FS, Path, and Buffer. The goal of the Bun is to run most of the world's server-side JavaScript, alternative to Node.js, and provide tools to improve performance, reduce complexity, and multiply developer productivity. You can also use external Node.js packages with Bun. You can also execute TypeScript, fast running performance, web standard APIs. You can also run TSX like TypeScript with React. Works with Node modules, no more module madness. You can also use the watch mode, run test in the watch mode. Starting an HTTP server, WebSocket server, read and write, hash password, write a test. This is the result they got. Bun took 36 seconds, PNP took more seconds, and NPM took more seconds, 0.36 second here. And Yarn is a bit slower. Node.js compatible, crazy fast. Let's test it. How Bun is fast. This is a test result of a Bun. Bun is also a test runner. You can also run test with the help of Bun, just like you did with Jest framework. Jest compatible syntax, crazy fast. Enough theory. Now we're gonna install the Bun on our machine. I have a Mac. I can install the Bun by using this one. If you have Windows, you can also install Bun. If you have Windows, you can use this option. I am on the Mac, I'm gonna install Bun. If you want to install specific version, you can do that, but I'm gonna install the current version or the latest version. Bun was installed successfully. Let's check it out. If I write bun --help to get started, you gotta run this command. Now I can run bun --help. It can recognize the command. Oh my god, it took a few seconds to install the bun. Bun run JavaScript, a package.json file or a script, run unit test. You can use this command. If you want to run in a repel mode, you can do this command. If you want to create an empty project, you can use this one. If you want to create a Next.js project, you can use this command. If you have to install any dependency, you can use bun I, or add a dependency bun A, or bun add. Remove dependency bun rm. Link and npm globally, you can use link pm. More commands for managing packages. Bun build bundle TypeScript and JavaScript into a single file. Upgrade to the latest version, you can use this command. We have installed Bun successfully. Now we're gonna create a new project, Bun project. Let's create a new folder. I can say in my code file, in my code folder, I can say Bun first. Oh, make directory Bun first. Let's go to the Bun first. Let's create a new project by using Bun init. You can provide your package name. I can use Bun first. Entry file should be index.ts file. Please run that. So it has also executed the file. So I'm gonna open the code into my Visual Studio Code editor. Oh my god, I got the node modules folder. Inside the node modules, I got the bun types. We have the package.json file, tsconfig file. So I got the node modules, bun log file. I cannot see that. We have the index.ts file. We also have TypeScript configuration. That's amazing. You can run the TypeScript with the help of Bun. Now this project is compatible with TypeScript. You can run any type of TypeScript project or any kind of Node.js project. Let's say I'm gonna run the node file as a node. Let's create a new function, read doc or read. I'm gonna provide the text, the string. I'm gonna provide the arrow function, and it is going to return hello or return text. I'm just adding a TypeScript. I can call the message hello world, and I can print the hello world here, const text. I got the text, or I can say the message. So I can print the message here by using the log. You can run TypeScript. I can use this command bun run to run the TypeScript project. Bun run index.ts. That's amazing. Hello world. You don't need to set up any type of, if you are working with Node.js, you have to install dev dependencies of TypeScript. You have to do some configuration. You don't need to do that. It is automatically compatible or already configured with TypeScript. That's amazing. Now we're gonna move forward. I can create a web server with the bun. Let's create a Git repository. Git init. I'll push that Git repository into a project. Git commit. First commit setup bun. Oh, I did not add that. Git commit -m setup. And I can push that code. I think I did not set the repository. Let's set the repository. I can say GitHub. Let's create a new repository. You can find the source code at this repository. What I can do, I can create a new branch. I can start from here. I can say setup or init. I can use the init. Bun course. I can say source code for bun YouTube. Source code for bun course. That's it. Let me push my code. It will create the master branch or main branch. Now you should see the main branch. This is the entry point. We have only single branch, which is main, which is entry point. You can start checking out this repository and start with main branch. That's it. Let's move forward. Let's create a new branch. I can say web server, web server. So I'm going to delete everything from index.ts. Let's create a new server. I can use burn.serve. Port should be 3000. And fetch should be, there is a fetch method. It will take request argument. Let's return the response. Hello world. That is it. It's a simple, the fastest, the simple way to create a web server. That's amazing. I like that. Listening on port HTTP localhost colon, and I can use backtick here. Listening to server. I can get the port from here, server.port. That's it. So now we need to run the project. I can run that. I was running the project. Bun run index.ts. Oh, it's not a bin. It's a bun. So I got the issue. Template string was not. Now my server is running at localhost colon 3000. I can check that from localhost colon 3000. Amazing. You can see the hello world message here. If I change anything, hello world, are you learning Bun? But we have to set configure the automatically auto reloading. I didn't set that. We can also configure a script for start. I can say bun run index.ts. That's it. There is nothing new here. npm, or you can run burn instead of npm. You don't need to install external npm. I can say burn run start. That looks good. So you want to install the package, you can also do that. Burn add. I can add a package widget or figlet, I don't know. Burn add. It's going to install the dependency. Let's add burn a new package. You can also install the typing of the burn. Types add fig let. Oops. Fig let. Now let's use that package figlet. I can import figlet from figlet. I can see the suggestion. What I need to do, I need to do a little bit changing here. Body figlet dot text sync hello hola. Instead of response, I can provide the body in the response. Let's run the project. So, oh my god, so you can add a little bit changing in the text or modify the text. I am learning burn. Don't worry, I'll figure it out how to run in the development mode project. You can see I am learning burn. If you want to run the burn in a development mode or a watch mode, you can add a script. I can say dev script burn -- watch. I have to provide my entry file, which is index.ts. So I can say burn dev, burn run dev. So my application is running on listening mode. Hello, I'm learning burn from my video. Oh, nice. So I got that. Now you can see a simple video. That looks good. So we have created the web server. Let's create new routes in the server. Inside the fetch, I can get the URL by using the new URL. It's a function. I can get the URL. I can add the logic if URL dot path name should be root URL. Then you can return this response. Otherwise, you can return new response, and I can say 404. I can also add a new check, url.pathname. Here, let's say I'm gonna add a triple sign, strict equal in JavaScript. If we have the about page, I can say return new response about me. I can render the HTML text here, about me. My application is running now. Let's look at the root route. I'll get the video. If I look at the about, I'll get the about me page. What about the contact page? If url.pathname should be, I can say the contact, return new response, contact us. Let's visit the contact. So I can see the contact us. I can create a new branch. It should be routes, adding routes, and I can push that into repository. Now I'm gonna teach you how to handle error. Let's create a new route, path name. I'm gonna create a new route which is feed, and this I'm not going to send any content in the response, so I can return the error, could not fetch feed. If error comes, it is going to throw the error, otherwise it is going to return the response 404. If I try to fetch the invalid route, I will get the 404. If I try to fetch the feed route, I got the error, but I wanna render the error in readable format. I don't want to break the complete application. You can do that here. There is an error method. It is going to take the error argument. Here I can return the response. So let me render the HTML here pre, and we have to provide the error. And you can also render or log the error stack. I'm going to log the error stack. Let me close the pre tag. So we are rendering the HTML. We have to set the header for HTML. Let me set the content type. Let me set it as an HTML. Whenever you call this throw method, it is going to call the error method. If error comes, it is going to call the error function, this one. So I got the error, could not feed error. This is the complete error message, and in the new line it is going to print the error stack. Error could not fetch the feed. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how to stream a file in Bun. Let's create a new file. You can use any name here. I'm gonna create .txt file. Let's call it greet.txt. Hello guys, hello Bun developer. So now we need to read this file in the index.ts file. Let's create a new route, url.pathname should be greet. Then we need to read this file. I can say return new response, bun.file. we need to provide the path of the file, in our case greet.txt. Let's look at, I'm gonna access the greet route. The path does not exist. Oh, I forgot to add this backslash. Now hello bun developer. We have learned the basics of bun. Now I'm gonna teach you how can we build a RESTful APIs. We have used, if you have worked with Node.js, I'm sure you used Express.js framework to build REST APIs. If you want to build REST API in Bun, you can use a framework. It's built on the top of Bun, and you can use the TypeScript. TypeScript supported supercharged by Bun. So it provides a framework. You can see it's faster than all of these frameworks: Fast, Fastify, Koa, Express in the Nest. That is amazing. So 18x faster than Express. Let's look at. So we have to install the app. I've already installed Bun. Let's create a new project. I'm in my project folder. If you want to do in terminal, you can also do that, but I have opened the VS Code. Bun create Elysia and Elysia, and I'm gonna call it my application. You can use Bun REST API. Awesome. It's gonna create a REST API. Let me go to the CD to my REST API, and I can open the project into my VS Code editor. I'm gonna close the previous code editor. Now you can see the index.ts file. We have bunlog package.json file, and we have tsconfig. They have already created a dev script to run the project in development mode. And I can see new Elysia.get. We have a root route. This is how you can create a new server. That's amazing. So let's run the project. Run dev. Oops. Awesome. We have created a new server like in Express. Awesome. Hello Elysia. I can change that. Hello bundev. I'm gonna build RESTful API. So it is listening on the port 3000. So here I have mentioned the host and the port, server port. Elysia is running at localhost, and here is our port. Let's look at hello dev bun dev. I'm gonna build RESTful APIs. This is amazing. Now we're gonna talk about routing in Elysia. We have already created the get route. We can create a route by using the chaining. Let's create a new route. I'm gonna create the get route. This time I would like to add the wild or path parameter. Let's say post, and I get the ID. So I can get the params here. I can use the destructuring here. This is a request handler, and it is going to destructure the params, and I would like to extract the ID. Here I can return anything. Let's say if I want to return the ID, I can do that. Run dev. So I would like to test this route. Let's try to access the route. Localhost colon 3000 slash post ID. I would like to provide the ID, which is 1 here. So I'm returning the JSON object, and here I got the ID. You can also do that. Let's say it's an ID, and I can return the title, learn burn. So now you will get title and the ID. I also want to talk about, let's complete that get route, or here I can say route. So we have created the get route. Now let's define the post route or delete route. You can also do that. Let's say I post, and it's going to get the request body. So I'm gonna use the callback function. It's gonna give me the body. Let's return something here. So we need to perform the post request. I'm gonna use the postman. If you don't have a postman, you can install this software. We're gonna use this software to test the API. I have to send the post request, localhost colon 3000 and slash post. Let's provide the body. You can provide the body by going to the raw and JSON. ID 1, title should be learn node. So I got request, path post. I don't get the body. We'll talk more about how will you get the body. So let's create another route. This time I can say track everything. Like when you send request track /1 slash track slash anything, it's gonna call this method. Let me show you the demo. Return track route. Let's test it out. I can send the request. I have to send the get request. So I'm gonna send the get request. I don't need to provide the body for the get request. Track /2. I'll get the track route. If I say track /2/learn, I got the track route. Whatever you send after this track matching, it's gonna call this method track route. So we did not talk about the context object. Here we are getting the params from the context object. This should be the context. So here I'm gonna return the context. Let's add a new route. So I can send the post route. Let's provide some body ID, or title should be learn anything. So I got the context. Here I got the context. So context has request property, request object. It's a raw request for accessing data as a web standard type. So body which come with request. But I'm not getting any body here. You will also get the query, params, store, which is a global store is a store is a global mutable store for Elysia instance. You will also get the set response representation. I get the status code and the header. What about here? If I try to get the body, Elysia follow, you use the destructuring pattern. If I do that, let's send the request. That looks good. I got the body. When I was not using the destructuring, I was using this one. Context. I'm returning the context in the response. I was not getting the body, request body. So if you have worked with Express, you have to use a JSON middleware. You don't need to use JSON middleware here. I can destructure the body and I can return the body. That's it. So now I got the body. Let's say description, learning bun from course. So I got description and the title. You can also get the set property. Set. If you want to set the status code, you can also do that. Let's say it's returning a body. It's returning an object. And inside the function, let me do that here. I'm gonna set dot status code. Let's say if I set the 403, it's gonna return the 403 status code. You can see the 403 forbidden, but I wanna have 201. Let's say I got created successfully. Now I got 201. That looks good. If you want to return the array, JSON array, you have to stringify that. Let's create a new route. I can say tracks. So what I want to do, I want to return a new response. Here, I want to send the JSON array. So we have to stringify. I can say songs or tracks. Let's provide a tracks. You can say dancing feet. Here I can say whatever song name. Let's try to fetch all the tracks. I can send the get request. Let's send the tracks to fetch all the tracks. So I got this one, tracks. But we did not set the header for this response type. That's why we are not seeing a JSON response. So we have to set the headers. Here we have to provide the header, content type. It should be application/JSON. Now you can see that I can see a JSON response back here. I got the tracks. I have all of these tracks. One more thing I would like to mention, if you don't want to use JSON.stringify, Elysia will convert that for you. If you return the simple, let me comment that. If you comment that, and if you return a simple array, Elysia will do that for you. I'm gonna return the array. So that's it. So we have to return the object. Here I can say tracks, and we can close the object. Let's send. Now I got the same response. Let's add a new song. So I got a new song here. Now we're going to talk about how to build a state. Edit. Now we're going to talk about if you want to extend the handler function, you can also do that. This is useful when you need to access extra values in a handler, like database connection or any variable you need. I can set the state here. I can call the state. Let me define the state. I can say version 1, or you can provide any value here. So I can also add a decorate. It's additional properties. Let's say you want to map any value, or you can say get date. It's a function. It's going to return the date, current date, and you can destructure the value here in your handler function. Let's say I want to use the date and the state here. I can access the store and I can access the get date function. You can see that. Now I can use that. I can log the state. Let me log the store, and I can call the get date function, or you can call get date. It's returning the date. So all I need to use the get date. Let's try to run the project. My application is running, so we have to fetch all the tracks. I'm going to send the get request. So I got all of these tracks. In here you can see the version, and this is a function. So it's returning date.now is returning a function. So we got to call that function. Let's do that. I'm going to call this function. Let's use it. And I got the exact date. Let's add more values. So if you want to add a multiple properties, or you can add the object here. Let's say ID should be 1, or whatever variable you want to store here. Email should be, let's provide the email, jane@gmail.com. So I have accessed the store. Let's say I want to access the store here inside the while creating the post. So I got the store, so I can log the store. Let's do that. So we got to create a new post to log this store. So let me create a new post. So here I got the store. Now we're going to talk about plugin. A plugin is a way to decouple logic into smaller parts and defining reusable components across the server. Defining a plugin is as simple as defining a new Elysia instance. Let's create a new plugin. I'm going to create plugin inside the index.ts file. Here I'm going to define a plugin. Define plugin, const plugin, new Elysia. Let's define the state for the plugin. Here you can define plugin version. Let's say I'm going to use the one.get. Let's define the route. I can say form plugin. It's a handler function and it's just returning a simple string. Or let's define a new method /greet. This simple message, hello dev. So we have created a plugin. Now we need to register that plugin. You can use the use method in the application instance here. So I would like to register this plugin. With the help of plugin, you can break your code into multiple components. Now I have this is a separate code. This is my application. So you can also move that plugin into a separate file. I'll also show you how to do that. But let's say I have registered that plugin. Now I want to use that plugin into my application. How can you do that? You can extract a plugin from the store, or you can use the let's access the state from the plugin. You can do that. So where I wanna get, let's say for in here I wanna get access here in the tracks route. So I would like to log the store and I would like to access the plugin version. That looks good. It's also giving the syntax highlighting. I have registered the plugin in the application, and inside the plugin I have defined the route, this one. I have defined the state plugin version. Now we need to call this get tracks. It should log this. Oh, I got the plugin version here inside the store. We got the plugin version. What about these routes? Let me access these routes. Did the application create these routes? So I'm gonna copy that. Let me paste it here, and I'm gonna use the greet. Let's do that. Oh my god, that's amazing. Hello dev, I got the route. What about this form plugin? Let me access that. Oh god, awesome. I got the high. So you can plugin also registered these routes. So in the application, by using the application instance, you can use these routes. So registering a plugin will combine the types between plugin and a current instance, and the scope of hooks and schema got merged as well. So scope and the schema get merged. Here the store object is merged now. You can see that. You can also place a plugin into a separate file. I can use plugin.ts file. Let me move the plugin code here. We need to import Elysia. So we also need to export the plugin. So I can use the plugin here. Let me import plugin. That looks good. So we got the plugin. Our application still working. I can access these routes. Let's say I want to access greet route. It should give me the message. What about fetching the tracks? It should log the store, this plugin version. That's powerful concept. You can break your application into multiple components. Let's say you are building the Spotify clone. You can create plugin for tracks, plugin for artists, plugin for users. You can divide your application into plugins. Now I'm gonna talk about how can you group multiple routes. I've already implemented that feature. You can use the app.group. I have converted .listen method into separate app.listen. Here I have created a routes. This is a group, a user group. You can say if we need to create a new route related to user, you can do it here. Let's say I'm going to define a get route, user dot whatever you want to say, package, let's say that, or get user by ID. So it's gonna give me the user by ID. So now we need to test this function. Let's test it out. We need to send the get request. I can send the user and I'm gonna provide the ID. So I got the user by ID route. You can also make versioning of your API just like I did here, version 1, and I'm getting the app as an argument into my handler function. Here I'm defining all of my routes. Let's define a new route for a products. I can define a put route or update product. Here I can say update product by ID. We can also define delete route, delete product by ID. So this should be the delete route, delete product by ID. So this is how you can group your routes. Let's try to access the route v1 products and the ID. So I got the get product by ID. What about the delete one, or what about the update one? I got update product by ID. Let's try to access delete. I got the delete product by ID. This is how you can group multiple routes into single route. If you wanna add the validation for your route handler, Elysia provides a models approach. Let's define a new route. Actually, we have defined the sign-in route. This is a post route. So we need to get the body for the sign-in. In the body, a user need to provide username and the password. We are returning the complete body, or I can say I'm returning the body dot username. I'm returning the object username body dot actually return the complete body. Let's return that. So let's send the sign in request for the user and the sign in here. To send the body, we need to select the JSON, select the raw, select JSON, and you need to provide the body here. I'm going to provide the username jane@gmail.com. Let's provide the password 12345. So I'm getting the username in the password back, but how can you add the validation? Let's say if I send invalid field anything, it will accept. I don't want that. We need to add the validations. So in Elysia, you need a model. You need to define the type of your body you want to accept. Let me do that here. Here, you need to add the body. It's asking me the body. What is T? You can get that typing from Elysia. They call the T. I don't know. This is here you can define the type. It's like an interface here. And I'm defining the type for the body. So I can say I need to define the type should be string. And what about the password field? T.string. That looks good. Now you can see it will not accept the invalid. Let's say if I add invalid. Oh, I got the error, invalid body. You gotta provide the username and the password. You cannot add any additional field, just like that. It's gonna give me the error. Here we have validated the request body. It's like a DTO, data transfer object. What about the response? For the response, I can say t.object. Let's define the object type. We would like to send the object, or not, the type of the username should be string, and the type of password should be string. So this is the DTO or typing for the response. If I add, now you can see that. So in the response, it will send only username and password. You can also create a separate file and say models.ts, and you can use your models. Here, I'm gonna copy that. You need to get the typing from Elysia. T from Elysia. Let's store into sign in DTO. I call it data transfer object. And we can export that. Now we can use the model DTO here, sign in DTO, call it sign in DTO. I'm also going to replace this response object to sign in DTO. So it's gonna working fine. And let me add invalid field, any field. I should get the error. So this is how you will validate the request body. So I'm returning the ID. Let's add the validation for the params. I can use the params object. Let's define the object type. Here we need to provide the ID, and I'm going to use numeric type. Let's run the project. This will convert a string into number automatically. So I'm going to open the Postman. So we have to send this request v1/products and the ID. We need to send the get request to v1 product and the ID, which is 1. It's going to return the 1 ID in the response. If I provide string and it's a numeric, it's a number, so it should give me the error invalid params ID expected union value. So if you provide ABCD, it's gonna return me the error. If I provide the integer, it will work. So this is how you will apply the validation on parameters. In this lesson, I'm gonna teach you how to build a front-end application with Bun. Let's create a new application. I'm gonna use as a Vite. Vite provides a lot of template for React, Vue, and Angular. I'm gonna provide the name of my application. I can say React application. It will ask me the framework. I'll choose the React. Whatever front-end application you wanna create. Let's say I wanna create with React. I'm gonna use TypeScript with SWC, speedy web compiler. It's gonna create. It has set up the project for me, so I can do that. Go to React, Bun install all the dependencies. Now my project has created, so I'm gonna go to my React app. I have already in my React app. Let me run the project. Now I would like to run the project by using this command. Let me open the project in my VS Code. So let's run the project. You can see the project is running on localhost :5173. If you want to run the Vite as a bun, you can change a script. Here you can write bun x -- bun and the Vite. You should see the React project is running now. I've also modified that script so it will run the Vite CLI as a bun, not a Node.js. Now I'm going to teach you how to build an HTTP server using Express and Bun. So make directory Express with Bun. You can choose any name. CD Express with Bun. Go to this directory. Open with code editor. I can create a server.ts file. Let's import Express. I don't need to do any setting for TypeScript. It will automatically run it. Let's create the application. We have to set the port. I can set the 8080. Let's define a root route. It will take request handler with 2 arguments, request and response. So I'm going to send the response, say hello world. Now we need to listen the application. We need to set the port. For app, I can say port. Here I can run a simple message, listening on port. I have to use backtick here. Here we also need to replace colon to backtick. Now I can add variable, which is port. So when you run the application, you will get the error because we don't have installed Bun. So I can install Bun. Actually, we did not install Express. We need to add the Express package as a dependency. It has installed Express, so the error should be gone now. Now we need to run the project. You can say bun server.ts. We don't need to write node server.ts. I didn't set any configuration for TypeScript, no TS config, nothing here. App is listening on port 8080. You can verify that. Go to the localhost colon 8080. Now you can see the hello world. This is how the Bun is powerful and the fastest to build application.